Was that Quill?
I did it, Lucius! You next!
Oh, I did. I passed out. I'm up against Chauncey. I have no chance. Chauncey. He's a mystery. I'm out. I can't do it.
Lucius, Painted Prince, and Chauncey Brewillow, you're up in 3 minutes.
Anyway, I've got spell clash.
When I'm trying.
Kind of tap you on the shoulder and you're led out onto the main stage. Our final preliminary match. The Painted Prince!
I'll cast Dancing Lights, but what I'm going to do is have the orbs appear at my feet, so when I step, I'm leaving footprints of colour.
See, that's what you try to do, but the nerves get to you and the footsteps are out of time. It's like you do it and then it's like 3 seconds later it's behind you and then the next one's too early and it just looks a little bit clumsy and awkward as you get. And the crowd laughs, but not in a good way. Chauncey looks over, he's like, "Here, great idea, mate." And he begins crafting water out of the atmosphere, moisture, into the shape of a dragon, like a watery dragon. Very much like Lucius, he's like, "Whoa."
Don't be so hard on the poor man. He tried his best.
I did. Oh, this must be the comedy duel that they brought out. It's exciting. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, I hope you do your best.
Same to you, mate. Same to you. All right, here we go. Duelists, take positions. Spell clash! So he kind of drops down low, he looks around, and sort of from the moisture, the puddles that he's left on the ground, he kind of pulls up this blob of water, which then instantly freezes into a long spike of ice.
Oh, is that ice knife? Whoa!
It flies towards you. Damage, which kind of erupts around the icy shield, and you can see the cold begins pressuring in.
Can I, as a reaction, cast Absorb Elements?
Absolutely you can. Yeah. You take 2 instead. Elements, which absorbs some of the cold energy, and now you can feel this cold energy coating your hands. Or
I'm just gonna run at him.
Okay. Screaming.
Yeah.
He's like,
"I'm so sorry!"
He looks like, "Woo!"
I'm gonna get my little dagger out.
Okay.
And then it's gonna form ice. And
So you spend your action to dash.
yeah, and try
Just
and
screaming at
keeps going around it. 21.
Chauncey panics for a second. He doesn't know what you're doing, and he just turns and runs. He kind of Benny Hilling chasing him.
I've got to use this on you!
He's like, "No, I don't want you to. That's some sort of secret spell." He's like, "So why else would you run at me? That's insane."
What is happening?
The crowd is just laughing.
Just pretend he's a cow!
Oh my god!
Yeah, Chauncey just runs for his turn. So
I don't know what this is.
I don't know why he's not casting spells.
Why is he chasing a man?
With a knife!
he's like a murderer.
Put the
wild
knife away
eyes.
and cast Chromatic Orb of Fire.
Okay. Fire.
Ooh.
Okay. Chauncey's going to use his reaction to cast Shield. So he kind of throws his hands up. He's like, "Ah!
I'm not so intimidating, I promise.
I don't know, you're up to something. Why else would you run at me?" And then he will ice knife you again. So 8 piercing damage to the shield, and if you cast Absorb Elements as your reaction,
will do that.
So that will half it to 3. And you can see Chauncey's shield is completely fine. But I think Valor will stand up, and she starts "Come on, Lucius, do something. You can do it. You can win. I've seen you fight before. You can do it."
Yes, I can do well. Thank you, Valor. Chromatic Orb, again. I'm gonna twin it.
Ooh. Same thing, so both slam into the shield, and you can see Chauncey's about to prepare, but then he just gets slammed by these 2 effects. So you bam, bam, these 2 orbs kind of spin out from the sides. So you watch as half of Chauncey's shield cracks begin forming all on the sides of it, as these acid begins, these goops of acid just bounce off the shield and begin melting it at it away.
I really try and ham up the whole eye glowing thing.
Okay, yeah, you kind of make a big sort of gesture with it.
Bigger gestures.
Chauncey kind of he's like, "Wow, that was really good. I guess I'm gonna have to use my trump card then." Runs within about 30 feet with you, and he kind of clenches down, and you watch as these white dragon scales just begin kind of crawling up of his neck and his hands. His fangs, his teeth kind of elongate, he kind of gets draconic claws. He's like, "Right, here we go!" And he breathes a cone of cold.
What the heck, Chauncey? Chauncey got...
Because otherwise that...
Chauncey!
Chauncey!
But you can see him holding it in, and it looks like he takes a breath.
That was so powerful. I'm very proud of your abilities.
Thanks, mate.
I could learn a thing or two from you. I'm gonna cast Melf's Acid Arrow.
So you watch as
10.
this arrow of acid splashes against the shield, but he kind of like breathes ice, which kind of helps protect it, absorbs some of the acid impact as it hits the thing, but it begins eating away at the magical shield around him. I was expecting that to be a bit worse. And breathes another cone of acid.
I will absorb elements at level 2.
So at this point, the match seems very, very even.
Yeah.
The two of them are exchanging blows, and now that things have heated up, like you can see Chauncey roaring like a little dragon, and Lucius is throwing acid around. The crowd's really building into it, and you
Painted prince. Painted prince.
painted prince. Vala's like, yeah, painted prince, but
Cast infestation on him.
okay,
Yeah, I got this.
okay. This is a very un-Lucius spell.
Can it be like little insects of different colors?
Okay, so like little beetles and things
Yeah.
like you create these little
Kinda
magical
cute
beetles.
ones.
Okay, little cute ladybugs and stuff.
They're not lice and parasites. They're just
But
like
the scales
butterflies.
all over Chauncey, they don't seem to like, they're biting, but the scales just seem to absorb most of it. And here, I'm not gonna fall for that. I grew up in the country.
Does dichromancy kick off on that?
No. It's when you come, he will attempt to use his last, one of his last 5th levels to cast Ice Knife again. So he comes and summons another spike of ice that he throws your way. That is a throw to the side as you kind of expect it coming, knowing how the spell works. Yeah, Chauncey's shield definitely has more cracks on it now at this point. Lucius, you can see him kind of like chipping away.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb again.
Okay. At second level.
Second level. That's 6.
Have you used your Bardic Inspiration yet?
No, I can use it now. Can I use it now?
Yeah, please.
Please. Breath up. So he throws up the shield.
Shit.
The chromatic orb hits it. He's like, oh, I think that was your last spell, mate. I'm sorry. So you watch as he's like, I think that was your last, and then you pull out this last bit of acid.
I'll fight with every bit of my being.
And it hits the last bit of the shield, and you can see this big, dense crack now. Chauncey's shield looks on the verge of breaking, but he's like, you're tapped out. You've got no magic left. This is it. One final breath. As your shield is now beginning to crack, nowhere near as bad as his, but still getting to the edge of its life. This spell will last for at least a little while longer. I'm going to overpower you, Mr. Lucius. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Fight with everything you've got. I'm going to Firebolt as a cantrip.
Yep. The shield is barely holding itself together as Chauncey's this fiery like bolt launches out. This tiny little chip of it still remaining. He's like staggering over. He's just like, fight to the last bitter end. And he just like gives you a solid nod.
I'm still in.
Got 3 health left.
So at this point, their shields like just on the verge of breaking. The crowd is on the edge of their seats, like, yeah, come on.
I'll use Acid Splash.
Okay. Not on a cantrip. You don't get you kind of stagger back as he's bringing in this last breath.
The color always is bright.
What's he? That sentence made no sense. What's he doing?
I don't.
It's quite pathetic. Like, it's just a blob of acid that comes out of a gem, and it kind of just arcs.
It hits in the middle of a group of these cracks where the shield is its weakest point. You walk the ground as the dust settles. Well, bugger me. The draconic features just recede away as the spell fades. He like looks up. Bloody good match.
I go to shake my hand and faint.
Okay. He's like, oh! He's like, I didn't do it! I didn't do it!
I'm fine.
Painted Prince!
There's a big cheer that goes around.
Good.
Sentry, it's fine. They're fine. Nobody died. Painted prince. Painted prince. Painted prince. Painted prince. Painted prince. Painted prince.
It could have ended a bit better.